Sometimes we forget we have all that we need. God knows our purpose and intent in every deed. Living by faith and walking in the light. God always says yes, keeping love in your sight. Every choice reflects what's in our minds. Our success and failures are lessons in life. God gives us all that we need through Spirit. Our minds believe, our hearts help us to achieve. God always says yes. Yeah, yes.
God always says yes.
Yes. God always says yes. God always says yes. So if you're not living the life that you choose, God gives you the power to order your steps. Believe in yourself, your success is at hand. Know that your every breath is Spirit. Hold tight to God's unchanging hand. Yeah.
everyone, Leslie Goodwin here. Please join me in an affirmative prayer for the very highest and best of everyone. So I breathe into the goodness that is the divine truth, recognizing that the all good is right where I am. The perfection, the beauty, the strength, the wholeness of God is infinite, perfect, beautiful, and flowing. It is the ever-givingness of life itself to its own creation, in its goodness and its guidance and its grace. And what I know for myself is that I am made of that same perfection, brought forth by an infinite creator and made in its image, in its likeness, so that those same qualities are existing in me in their full potentiality. The wholeness, the goodness, the grace, the strength, the vitality, the guidance of God is right where I am, at the very center of my being, built into me. And as I know this is the truth of me, I know it's the truth of everyone within the sound of my voice, that each of us are expressions of divine perfection, just exactly as we are. Built into us are the qualities of the divine. And as it's true for us, it's true for every single person we could ever pray for, whether we know them or not. That same divine perfection is at work in each of them. And so I speak my word right here, right now, for those beautiful souls who I may never see, may never meet, recognizing that the highest and the best is at work in each of their lives, in each of their experiences, that the divine presence is rising up in them, as them, through them, as strength, as wholeness, as beauty, as creativity, as abundance, as whatever is needed for the very highest and best of their perfect unfoldment. What I know is that the divine is ever giving of itself for the very best of each of its beautiful creations. And so while I may not personally know what their highest and best is, what I do know is that God knows, that sweet spirit knows, and that it is right there bringing forth what is needed to each beautiful person right here, right now. And I am so thankful to know this is true, because it has always been true in the heart and mind of an infinite God. And all it need do is pour forth into manifestation. And as we speak this affirmative prayer together, we know that that is exactly what is happening. And so I release this word into the action of universal law, knowing that that which we speak, believing, is impressed into it and must come back to us in manifest form. I'm so thankful, so grateful, and so it is.
They said you'd never make it so far. And ever since they said it, it's been hard. But never mind the nights you had to cry, 'cause you would never let it go inside. You work real hard and you know exactly what you want and need. So believe, and you can never give up. You can reach your goals. Just talk to your soul and say, I can, and I will. I know my dreams are real. I'll stand and I'll stand. And that's what I believe. You'll go just a thing in your soul, and you know that you're moving.
What comes from the heart reaches the heart. Good morning and welcome to our Heartstream for this Sunday, July the 5th, this Independence Day weekend. There are many mixed emotions that come with this because of all of the things that are happening in our country right now with regard to our government, with regard to our freedoms, and many things that make the recognition of the 250th anniversary of the founding of this country ring hollow. There's something I'd like to share this morning. It comes from a woman, Jacqueline Dawson Williams. This is Independence Day weekend. For many, it's a celebration of America's independence. For many African Americans, however, the promise of freedom was incomplete until Juneteenth, when the last enslaved people learned they were free more than 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. Wherever you stand today, don't let anyone define what freedom means to you. Freedom is healing from what tried to break you. Freedom is using your voice when others expected your silence. Freedom is building a legacy instead of repeating cycles. Freedom is choosing peace over chaos, purpose over fear, and hope over hopelessness. This weekend, reset your mind, protect your energy, and remember, every generation has the opportunity to move freedom forward, not just by what we celebrate, but by how we live, love, lead, and lift others. Honor the past, embrace the present, build a better future. That was what she called her Independence Day reset. It's something that resonated with me, and I wanted to share it today. On another note, coming this month is Trivia Night at Unity Christian Church on Saturday, July the 18th at 6 p.m. Come and share with us. If you don't have a team, that's okay. Show up. We'll place you on the team. But the rivalry is already heating up. As you can remember, we had a lot of fun. We have one team that still has bragging rights from when we did it a few years ago. And we really, really would love to see you there. It's an opportunity to get out and to test your knowledge, bring your brain, I think as I said earlier, but it's a great opportunity to come and to share with us. And finally, again, we're putting together a joint newsletter between Open Heart and Unity, and we need your help. I'm looking for volunteers. If you're interested in helping, please reach out to me so that we can get the ball rolling. I don't want to do this all by myself, and I know there are people that are capable of helping to make this happen. So please reach out so that we can get things done. As always, I thank you for your support financially, spiritually, energetically, and everything else. Continue to get the word out, and I greet you. I bless you. I see God in you.
Today is a day like no other day. Just think and you'll know that it's true. Days like today should be holidays. So I'm singing this message to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Just have a happy day.
There are several ways to give to Open Heart: through our Cash App at OHSC901, online at OHSC901.com, or text the word GIVE to 615-422-4290.
A powerful way to start or continue your day is with our daily prayer call. Each morning, at 8 a.m. Central Time, a prayer team member provides an inspirational reading and an affirmative prayer. Join us at 901-586-8755.
We're launching an e-newsletter, which will be a collaboration between Open Heart and Unity Christian Church. Prayer requests, events, updates, all landing right in your inbox. But we need help building it. Writers, photographers, the person who always knows what's going on before anybody else. Sound like you? Contact me and let me know. Let's tell our story together. You think you know it all? Saturday, July 18th, we find out at our trivia night, 6 p.m. Show up solo, show up with a friend, it doesn't matter. We'll get you on a team when you walk in. Categories will humble you. Light snacks will comfort you. Bragging rights go to who's ever left standing. Doors open at 6 p.m. Brains better be ready.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you are not your thoughts. You are only the thinker of the thought. If you don't like the way a particular thought is making you feel, then you can choose another one, because you are not your thoughts.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Be careful what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. My words are prayers, and I am always praying. My words are prayers. I'm careful what I'm saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. My life's a prayer, and I am always praying. My life's a prayer. I'm careful what I'm saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and I know God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. My life's a prayer, and I am always praying. My life's a prayer. I'm careful what I'm saying. Choose a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and I know God is always there. And I know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
What are you thinking? Like many parts of the country, we're in a heat wave or a heat dome. So it might seem strange to talk about winter at this time, but I'm going somewhere with this. There was a particular winter when the cold came through and the pipes started bursting all over the place. Well, I wasn't exempt. My pipes burst too. And if you've ever had water where water isn't supposed to be, you know what happens first. You don't begin with spiritual principle. You begin with reaction. At first, I was looking at the mess, looking at what was broken, thinking about who I needed to call, thinking about what was going to be interrupted. My mind wanted to run ahead of me. But at some point, I stepped back. I stopped merely reacting. I took a breath. I allowed myself to think, not panic, not catastrophize, not rehearse the disaster. I stepped back from the appearance, and as I did, solutions began to come. The pipes burst, but the breakthrough came when I stopped focusing on the problem and allowed the solution to come forth. We're always thinking. Every one of us has had some version of busted pipes. Not necessarily literal pipes, a relationship burst, a plan burst, a job situation burst, a diagnosis burst into our lives, a bill burst our budget, a conversation burst our peace, a memory burst an old wound. And when it happens, before I ask what I'm going to do, I need to ask, what am I thinking? Think about Proverbs 27, chapter 23, verse 7. As he thinketh in his heart, so is he. In science of mind terms, the thought we dwell in becomes the atmosphere we live from. The thought we dwell in becomes the atmosphere we live from. This is not mere positive thinking. This is not about pretending the pipe did not burst. This is not about standing in a flooded room saying, there is no water, there is no water. That's not spiritual mastery. That's a denial of appearance without realization of truth. If you're in the middle of a lake and the boat has a hole in it, positive thinking alone is not enough. You cannot simply say, I am dry, I am dry, I am dry, while the boat fills with water. Our system of spiritual mind treatment doesn't ignore the whole. It aligns consciousness with God so that wisdom, clarity, right action, solutions can emerge. Our teaching is not about ignoring reality. It's remembering that appearance is not the final reality. Reaction has a pattern. You see, when we are in reaction, the mind often reaches for one of 5 patterns. Patterns I call the Furious 5. Imaginary conflicts, assumptions, self-criticism, perfectionism, blame, or name-calling. Any one of these can be the mind's way of trying to survive a situation, but they don't lead us to freedom. They keep us circling the problem. I'm not going to go into all 5 in the detail, but I do want to highlight a couple. One of them is imaginary conflicts. These are arguments that we have with people who are not in the room. You ever win an argument in the shower? You said it just right. You had to come back. You had to tone. You even had the facial expressions. But the other person wasn't there. The only nervous system getting worked was yours. Do not let the argument do your thinking. We teach the law responds to consciousness, not to whether the person is physically present. If I rehearse a conflict, I'm building a consciousness of conflict. Do this instead. Practice. I release imaginary conflict. I return to peace now. Another of the Furious 5 is making assumptions. This is when the mind fills blanks with fear. They didn't speak, so they must be mad. The text message was short, so something must be wrong. They didn't invite me, so I must not matter. In our principle, we understand that assumption is imagination without spiritual direction. So practice this instead. I don't know enough to be afraid. I let divine intelligence reveal what is mine to know. But I'm here to tell you that there is another way. I remember watching a little boy in a swimming pool holding on to his dad's neck. The boy was probably about 3 years old and they were in the shallow end. The boy was just holding on to dad, so completely cool, so much enjoying himself. He had it all under control. But then the dad started to walk down into the deep end a little bit. But he was pleasantly, gently playfully saying, deeper, deeper, deeper. But you could see the panic on the little boy's face. You could see it there. Now, here's the thing. Dad was still touching the bottom, so there wasn't any problem, but you could see the fear in the little boy's eyes. I said that he looked to be about 3 years old. Now, if he were a little older, he could probably step back and analyze the situation and realize that he couldn't touch the bottom anymore when he was in the shallow end than when he was in the deeper end. He was fully dependent upon his dad in the shallow end as he was when his dad walked into a little deeper water. Don't let fear do your thinking. Some of us are comfortable when life feels shallow, when we think we can touch bottom, when we think we are in control. But when life moves us into deeper water, panic rises. But the same God that held you in the shallow end is holding you in the deeper end. The depth changed, but the support did not. The presence does not become more present when life is easy, and it does not become less present when life is hard. God is not adjusting to the depth. God is the depth, the support, the intelligence, and the power. I said there's another way. Don't let the problem do your thinking. Emmett Fox called this way the golden key. Stop thinking about the difficulty and think about God instead. That doesn't mean to ignore the difficulty. It means to stop making the difficulty the center of consciousness. Instead of, this is too much, say, God is my strength and clarity. Instead of, I don't know what to do, say, infinite intelligence knows the way. Instead of, everything is falling apart, say, divine order is active right here, right now. Instead of saying, I am alone in this, say, the presence that sustains me is here now. Again, I ask, what are you thinking? I'm not asking you to pretend. I'm not asking you to call a flood dry. I'm not asking you to call pain pleasure. I'm not asking you to spiritually bypass what needs attention. I'm asking, what are you thinking? When the pipe bursts, what are you thinking? When the water rises, what are you thinking? When the bill comes, what are you thinking? When the diagnosis comes, what are you thinking? When the relationship shifts, what are you thinking? When life moves from the shallow end to the deep end, what are you thinking? And more importantly, what are you willing to think right now? What are you willing to think right now? Don't let the problem do your thinking. Step back, turn toward the God within, and let divine intelligence reveal the next right step. Amen, Ashe, and so it is.
Listen, if you want different, gotta be different. Your next level doesn't vibe with your old investment. Shed the skin of all the mind, upgrade the soul. Your next level gotta be your primary goal. New energy, new frequency, new level of care. Ain't no shortcuts, ain't no easy step. Growth demands, sacrifice demands, you change. Your next level requires you to rearrange.
Next level call, you hear that sound? Time to elevate, time to break ground. Your next level requires a new version of you. New mindset, new moves, new truth. Shed your whole self, leave it all behind. Your next level's waiting, that's by design. Your next level requires a new version of you. Stronger, bolder, starting anew. Evolution's calling, answer the bell. Your next level, watch me excel.
Can't stay stuck in yesterday's game. Your next level's calling a different name. Upgrade your thinking, upgrade your vibe. Your next level means you gotta bribe yourself with belief,
With discipline, with faith. Your next level won't tolerate waste. Hell, I'm not the same person I was last week. Your next level's like a mountain peak. Climbing higher, reaching far. Your next level turns you into a star. You know, your next level requires a new version of you, new mindset, new mood, truth. Shed your old self, leave it all behind. Your next level's waiting, that's by design.
Listen, if you want different, gotta be different. Your next level doesn't vibe with your old investment. Shed the skin of all the mind, upgrade the soul. Your next level gotta be your primary goal. New energy, new frequency, new level of care. Ain't no shortcuts, ain't no easy step. Growth demands, sacrifice demands, you change. Your next level requires you to rearrange.
Next level call, you hear that sound? Time to elevate, time to break ground. Your next level requires a new version of you, new mindset, new mood, new truth. Shed your whole self, leave it all behind. Your next level's waiting, that's by design. Your next level requires a new version of you, stronger, bolder, starting anew. Evolution's calling, answer the bell. Your next level, watch me excel.
Can't stay stuck in yesterday's game. Your next level's calling a different name. Upgrade your thinking, upgrade your vibe. Your next level means you gotta bribe yourself with belief,
With discipline, with faith. Your next level won't tolerate waste. Hell, I'm not the same person I was last week. Your next level's like a mountain peak, climbing higher, reaching far. Your next level turns you into a star. You know, your next level requires